think I selected the wrong camera, and here we are. It's a little crazy tonight because my producer is the belle of the ball. Audrey is off tonight, so if you're tuning in, hey, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Jenn is here in the store today. She was in the store all day. Say hello, Janie.
Hi, everybody.
Hopefully you can hear us, and if you can't hear us, let us know. So, can you hear us? Can you type that into chat, Jenny, and ask people if they can hear us? We want to make sure you can hear us because I kind of set this up wrong, and you can kind of see. I think I selected the wrong camera angle here, so make sure everybody can hear us. And if not, I might have to jump out and do it again. So, but we'll see how it goes here. All right. So yeah, what's going on in rock and roll today? Not too much, just a little bit of rock and roll. Jenn and I were working on stuff in the store today. It feels a little warm in here. I didn't turn on the air conditioning, but it feels a little warm. Okay, cool, Karen. Thanks. I appreciate that. So other than the camera angle being, I mean, the camera angle is the same, but I think it's usually more, zoomed in. I think I selected the wrong camera when I was getting set up. So, I guess you get to see a little more. You get to see all three crates. So I don't know if I can change that after the fact, and I can actually hold stuff a little closer now. But maybe you prefer this camera angle. So if you have an opinion on the camera angle, that would be cool. But I don't think I'm probably going to change it right now because it's just like if I change the camera angle, I'm going to muck something up, and it seems to be working, right, Janie?
Yeah, I mean, good view.
Yeah.
No tech support tonight. So.
Yeah. Our tech support is she's going to the debutante ball tomorrow, and she had to take today off to do some other stuff. So, but yeah, Jenn and I in the store today. Jenn will be here tomorrow if you're in the area and you want to swing on by and say hello to Jenn. And I actually just posted a video of Jenny did kind of her first spotlight video on Instagram and Facebook, so maybe you saw it. So there you go. Oh, Jenny's going to close the.
Close the store.
Yeah, I know. I'm just not used to this. Audrey does a lot of this. I'm thinking big picture, I guess, and Audrey is thinking, hey, we need to do this, this, and this, and this. So anyway, yeah, exactly. Our tech support gal. Anyway, so yeah, we'll get started here in just a second. Remember that those cold blood records? We had Jeff come in today. And he cleaned us out of cold blood. He bought all of our cold blood, and he bought the fancy cover with Mama Lion on it. So I'm like, Jeff, you dog, you. Anyway, so, but yeah, it was fun, and a couple people came in to pick up their stuff today. Maybe we'll see some of you tomorrow as well. So that'd be always cool. And yeah, I think that's. Are we ready to go, Jenny? What do you think?
We're good.
We're good. Okay, we're ready to go. Okay, Jenny says be patient with her, so we'll be patient with her. So all of these picks, we've got kind of a best of Friday night show. So this is stuff that we haven't. I mean, some of it maybe has been featured once or twice on the show, but probably not. But this is all of Jennifer's picks. She went through the store and she picked out everything when it comes to pre-owned vinyl, and then we've got the brand new vinyl here. With some really cool restocks and stuff that we got in, and then some $4 records like we did last week, including Little Night Ranger. So let's get started here. I'm interested to see what's in this crate because I haven't actually looked at this crate ahead of time. This is Parliament Funk. Yeah, okay, exactly. Funkatella versus the Placebo Syndrome. I can say that part. But anyways, yeah, Funkadelic. This is VG Plus. This is $39. One of those rare Funkadelic records. If you're looking for them. Well, this isn't Funkadelic. This is Parliament. I always get Funkadelic and Parliament confused. So how am I doing on showing these? Am I too high? Am I?
The light's reflecting on them a little bit on the sleeves, so if you can kind of tilt them forward.
Okay. I could always do this too. I could pull them a little forward.
But yeah, if you tilt them forward.
Okay, tilt them forward. Good.
Yeah.
All right, cool. This is the Vapors Nuclear Days. This is that's $9, and that's VG plus condition. So interesting. I'm curious to ask Jennifer why she pulled the
Turning
vapors.
Japanese.
Oh, Turning Japanese is on there.
Classic
Very
80s.
classic 80s, she says. Very nice. This is Matchbox 20, where the light goes on, and that is $9 in excellent condition. A more recent album from the boys, Rob Thomas and company. This is Madonna, Like a Prayer. It has a slight warp in it.
Getting cut off at the top a
Oh,
little.
I'm getting cut off too much? Okay, cool. Thank you. This is VG condition because of the slight warp, but it has been play tested and it played fine. So if you're a Madonna fan, kind of a deal there, I guess. And yeah, Like a Prayer's on here. Express Yourself. Some good stuff. Good choice, Jenny.
Good Madonna.
Exactly. Led Zeppelin 2, VG plus condition, $19. Very cool. And yeah, $19 for Led Zeppelin. This is Cyndi Lauper, $19, VG plus plus condition. That is True Colors. And is this? Oh, she wrote a song with the Hooters. The guy from the Hooters, was that on?
That's Time After Time. That's the first album.
Oh, okay, that's this
Phil
album.
Collins plays drums on that.
Phil Collins plays drums on Time After Time.
No, on the True Colors album.
Oh, on the True. Oh, really?
I think he does.
That's cool.
Somebody look it up and tell me that. I think he does.
Phil Collins. Yeah,
In
nice.
his book.
Oh yeah, Jennifer read his book. It was really good, right?
It was awesome.
It was an awesome book.
Love it. Yeah.
So yeah, Phil Collins played drums on this record apparently. So that's really cool. He didn't produce it, but he played drums on it. Cyndi Lauper. This is an RSD Essential. This is on opaque blue vinyl. It's $29 in excellent condition. That one just came out not too long ago. That is Kraftwerk VG Plus, $29. Very cool. A little Judas Priest stained glass, $24, white label promo. Very cool. Elton John live in Australia, $9, VG plus condition. This is a gatefold, and this is 2 LP. So Tiny Dancers on here, Candle in the Wind. That's cool. Don't killer set list, as Jenny says. Don't let the sun go down on me. So yeah, there you go. Very cool. Billy Joel, The Nylon Curtain. That is $19, VG plus condition. It's a beautiful copy. And there he is. Hey, Billy. What's going on, man? Allentown Pressure's on here. Very nice. Among others, we've got Bruce Hornsby and the Range, a Scenes from the South Side. Excellent condition, $14. The Way It Is. I don't think this isn't the Way It Is album, right? This is the one after?
I think it might be one after.
Yeah.
I didn't really look for the track.
Debbie Harry. Nobody Cooler Than Debbie Harry. Is that correct, Jenny?
Pretty much.
There you go. $12, VG plus condition. Cuckoo. There you go. Jump on it. Ooh, Haircut 100. That is Pelican West. This is a misprint copy. The song number 5, Milk Farm, is actually a misprint. So those are kind of somewhat rare. $9, VG plus condition on that one as well. Let me pull that forward a little bit. Sammy Hagar is actually going to be in town here with Michael Anthony, Joe Satriani, and Jason Bonham. They're supposed to be doing mostly Van Halen, Van Hagar era songs when they come to town this summer. This is All Night Long, one of Sammy's first records. Apparently he was on some DNA show recently and he found out that his actual name is Belcher and not Hagar. Sammy Belcher. And I don't know. I think Hagar's probably better.
Hagar's got a better ring to it.
Yeah, Hagar's definitely got a better ring for it. $9 VG plus condition for Sammy. Oh, Red's on here. And then he also does Bad Motor Scooter as well. I love the song Red. That's a great song. Go-Go's, excellent condition, $14. Vacation. Can we name all of the members of the Go-Go's? I can name Gina something, right? Gina Shock. Belinda. Jane Weedland, of course. Yep. Who else? Ooh, this is a tough one. It's like the over-under. Can you name 3 members of the Go-Go's? I guess
I know her face. I'm not getting her name.
Or 4 members of the Go-Go's. So, but yeah. The Bangles probably do much better. But with the Go-Go's, maybe not so much. Yeah, this is definitely wide angle. I can actually push this forward a little bit. That might help too.
Yeah, it probably does help a little.
I maybe didn't get this position correctly too, which is maybe one of the reasons why. Foreigner, that is VG plus condition, $9. The I think that's the
That's only $9.
yeah, that's a really nice looking record. Eurythmics, 1984, VG plus plus. I'm not familiar with this record, Jennifer. What is sex crimes on here? That's all I really know. Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
We don't have a lot of Eurythmics, so we have to pick that one because it's a little
Ooh,
more.
The Doors in excellent condition, live at the Hollywood Bowl. I would assume this is the Hollywood Bowl in '68. This is a repress, 2 LP vinyl, $29. That's a good choice. Though Jennifer is not the biggest fan of the Doors, so.
I appreciate people who appreciate the Doors.
Yeah, Hello, I Love You. Light My Fire. Yeah. So.
Good set too.
Yeah, good set. I always have a problem. The Doors. Oh, the Doors again.
Yeah.
$19 VG plus on that iconic cover. There you go. Culture Club. Waking Up with the House on Fire, $9. Very nice. These are pretty good picks, Jenny. Elvis Costello and the Attractions, $14. That is excellent condition on that one. Of course, she went with the Homeboy.
I did that for Sandy.
Did that for Sandy.
Sandy's a big Alice fan.
Oh, okay. Sandy, who helps out in the store. She's in California this weekend. VG++, that is Alice Cooper. All right, so I'm going to move this around.
Foreigner goes to Harold.
Oh, Harold, grabbing Foreigner. Nice pickup, Harold. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right. Let me find Foreigner here. There it is. Harold. All right, so just to recap, if you see anything in the show, all you got to do is what's.
Are you doing a recap on pricing?
Not yet, no.
Asking for a price on Madonna, but she's asking Immaculate Collection, but it's actually like a prayer.
Oh, it's like a prayer. Yeah, I think that was 14, if I remember correctly. Where was it? It was kind of at the beginning here. There it is. Yeah, 14. Like I said, it has a slight warp in it, but we did play test it in the store, and it played fine. So, yeah, if you see something in the in the show and you want to just type it into chat. So, like you type in like Eurythmics or something, that might be a little tough to type in because Eurythmics is one of those hard words. So you can just type in, I don't know, E1984, and we'll figure it out. And then, if you're watching later, after the show's over, if you're not watching live and you see something that didn't sell that you're interested in, you can just DM us, hit us on the DMs, whether that's Instagram, Facebook. I'm having problems with Messenger, getting into Messenger on Facebook right now. So I know I've got some messages that have built up there. So I need to figure out how to get access to it. I know they had some like critical error in the app. So I might have to delete the app and get back in. But I think I can access it on the PC on my computer. But I'm having problems on my phone when I go to try to access it. So it's kind of one of those crazy things. So, and then, what we do is if over the course of Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, if you find that you want some more records, and you can kind of build up an inventory of records, and then if you're local, you can come and pick them up. And then if you're out of state, it's a $7 flat rate shipping fee. So that's cool. And then last but not least, usually on Sunday mornings or Monday mornings, we'll send out invoices for everything, unless you've come in already to the store and picked up your stuff. So there you go. Oh, by the way, Karen, did you see that I forget that, was it the crazy record that you guys wanted? We got that in stock, the new vinyl. It was like Kill Choir or something like that. So yeah, so that's here for you as well. Nat King Cole, excellent condition from the beginning. The jacket obviously is, has experienced some ring wear and, just decay over the years, but all in all, it's pretty good condition. And the vinyl, which is the most important thing, is in great condition. I can't believe Jennifer pulled the Cheap Trick record. And honestly, I can't believe we have Cheap Trick, because usually we're sold out of Cheap Trick. This is Heaven Tonight VG Plus. Jennifer told me because she's a Cheap Trick junkie, and she's like, they always put the good looking guys on the front on purpose.
They're pretty.
And she says
But that jacket is sweet.
They're pretty.
Jacket on the back.
That's like, oh, the satin jacket. Oh yeah, that's a really cool jacket. So
I like satin jackets. If anyone's for my wish list, I like satin.
and then I get the hint. And then she said that she loves satin jackets. So if anybody's looking at my wish list, so all right, yeah, I get the hint, Jenny. I get the hint. And that's Rick and Bunny there. Heaven Tonight. Cheap Trick is like one of these underrated bands that is just fantastic in my humble opinion. I mean, Jennifer's convinced me. I mean, my really exposure to Cheap Trick. I love Dream Police. That's my favorite Cheap Trick song. But there's so many deep cuts, and I love that Cheap Trick. You could show up at a Cheap Trick show and say to Rick Nielsen, "Hey, here's the set list I want you to play," and they would go out and play that set list. It could be like all deep cuts off of more obscure albums, and they just know their whole catalog, and they mix up their catalog every night if you want them to. So they're kind of a fantastic band. There you go, the pretty boys on the front again. What's that?
See? Need a price on Heaven Tonight.
Oh, was that Heaven Tonight? Oh yeah, sorry, it's $14 VG plus condition for Heaven Tonight. This is $19. This is VG plus plus, and then there's Bunny and Rick on the back as well. Don't Be Cruel's on here, obviously. Ghost Town, which was a hit. Never Had a Lot to Lose. That's kind of a deep cut, right?
That song is amazing.
Yeah, that song is amazing. Yeah. And then The Flame, obviously, was the big hit. But yeah, I would say never. All right, cool.
Terry's my boy.
All right, very nice. Terry getting both Cheap Tricks. Very cool. Yeah, Never Had a Lot to Lose is a fantastic record.
And again, we have no Cheap Trick in the store.
Yeah, I know. I think in the back, something that hasn't been processed yet. We have a Live at Budokan.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I think there's something like that in the back. I'm not sure. Tubular Bells. What in the world? That's Mike Oldfield.
Yep, and it's UK press.
Oh yeah, the UK pressing in excellent condition, $9. So obviously came out in the 70s, and the UK made the best sounding vinyl in the 70s. So if you're into Mike Oldfield, or if you want to try your hand at Mike Oldfield, well, then this would be and this is his kind of the crescendo of his recording career was Tubular Bells.
You want a fun fact about Mike Oldfield?
Yes, I want a fun fact about Mike Oldfield.
So I never really listened to him, but I'm a fan now because if you've been in the store, you've seen our Struts posters.
Oh yeah, let me come over there.
A band I love. The Struts from the UK.
Yeah.
So I don't know what year it was. A few years ago, Mike Oldfield did a solo album again and had Luke Spiller from the Struts on vocals on the Mike Oldfield album. Look it up. It's really great.
Oh, okay.
So good.
That's cool.
So good. Yeah.
Hope you heard that.
Yeah, hopefully.
Jennifer was telling a story about the Struts and Mike Oldfield. Very cool. Got a little Night Ranger there. I see that's in excellent condition. My first concert, Night Ranger, at the Minnesota State Fair. That is $10 for the Seven Wishes album. I love this album. I think Night Ranger maybe gets a little bit of a bad rap, but these guys are so good live. They're like Cheap Trick live, and they are fantastic live. I think they get a bad rap because of all the ballads that the record company started producing. You know, Sister Christian was one thing, but then when they got into more like of the other ballads, it was just like, I think a lot of people tuned out. In fact, I did a little bit as well during that time, and I certainly understand it, but those first three albums, including, there you go, Dawn Patrol, are banger albums. In fact, I would argue that this is one of the best records of the 80s. Don't Tell Me You Love Me, Sing Me Away, Call My Name, Eddie's Coming Out Tonight, are you kidding me? Night Ranger, that is, the self-titled, so to speak, song by them. That's a great song as well. That's actually a $4 record if anybody's interested in the Dawn Patrol from Night Ranger. This is one of their more recent albums on Blue Marble vinyl. That's Somewhere in California, $24 in excellent condition. And then last but not least, we have the boys from Down Under, Colin Hay and Company, Men at Work, VG plus condition. That is Business as Usual. So let's run through these again, and we'll get to some new vinyl, and then we'll keep on rocking. And then yeah, so we were going through some of this just killer stuff today. Jen and I were, well, mostly Jen, and she's like, "Oh my god!" So that's coming up next week in store, and then we're saving some of it specifically for the show. So very cool. All right, that is the Vapors Nuclear Days. That is, yes, the turning Japanese, $9. Parliament, $39. That is Matchbox 20, $9. Madonna, $14. Led Zeppelin, $19. Cyndi Lauper, $19. That is, who is that? That is $29 for Cyndi Lauper. How could I not know that album cover? I was having what the French call a brain fart. There's a programmer that I worked with back in the day, probably about 20 years ago. He used to say when I was trying to get something out, he says, "Do you got farts in your head or something?" I'm like, "Yes." That is Kraftwerk, $29. Judas Priest, $24. Elton John, $9. Live album, 2 LP. Billy Joel, $19. Bruce Hornsby and the Range, $14. Debbie Harry, $12. That is Haircut 100, $9. Sammy, $9. The Go-Go's, $14. Eurythmics, $9. The Doors, live at the Hollywood Bowl, $68. $29. The Doors, once again, $19. Culture Club, $9. I was actually, so about 22 years ago, maybe 23 years ago, I was doing kind of a internet podcast back in the day, and we were doing entertainment stuff for the company that would eventually start MySpace. I worked for that company, and I ended up doing a lot of interviews with kind of famous people. When there was Joe Elliott from Def Leppard, or Josh Groban, or Stevie Nicks, just really good stuff. And one of the people that I was supposed to talk to didn't show up for the interview. What a dick. Boy George did not show up for the interview, so never got a chance to talk to Boy George. Guess I wasn't worth his time. Oh, okay, cool. Jillian gets Madonna. Very cool. Thank you, Jillian. Let me pull that there. Boom. So that's my Boy George story. I don't hold it against him. Karma. You didn't know that Boy George? We were married then.
I don't remember.
Yeah. I was supposed to talk to Boy George. Never showed up for the interview. Joe Elliott did show up. Rick Springfield I talked to. And then two of the two worst interviews were Omar Epps, who used to be on, I think, House. He was terrible. He did not want to be talking to me. And what are you going to do? So I'm just like, all right, good enough. Thanks. It was like a 3-minute interview. I could tell it was just like, this is pointless. And then the other one was Nikolai from The Strokes. And actually, Jen was just listening to the last Strokes album. The New Abnormal. She says it's a fantastic record. And what did you say it sounded like? It was more like new wave?
Yeah, it's kind of like when they first came out, they weren't very electronic. They're super electronic.
Yeah, they're super electronic now.
They're good. They're melodic.
Yeah. The first album is really good, and then the last album is really good. I couldn't name any other Strokes records, but yeah, Nikolai from the Strokes, he was kind of a jerk too. Elvis Costello and the Attractions, that's $14. Alice is $14. We've got Nat King Cole, $9. Don't ask Jennifer about Natalie Cole. $9 for Mike Oldfield. Night Ranger, $10. Night Ranger, $24.
Comment for Atlanta Rhythm Section.
And $9 for Men at Work.
Does that add up with anything?
Atlanta Rhythm Section? I don't think we have any Atlanta Rhythm Section. So maybe someone just asking if we have any. Could be the case. I didn't see any. You have to be more specific if because you're asking a gentleman who thinks that peanut butter goes on both sides of the bread. That's how much I love peanut butter, or both sides of the toast, I guess you could say. That would be something, though, I guess. All right, let's get to some new vinyl that we have back in stock. This is all hand-picked stuff by Jen as well. This is a fantastic record. Ozzy Osbourne, Memoirs of a Madman. And yes, let me tell you, the track list on this because it's a highlight. Well, it's the greatest hits because it is. Crazy Train, Mr. Crowley, Flying High Again, Over the Mountain, Bark at the Moon, The Ultimate Sin, Miracle Man, No More Tears, Mama I'm Coming Home, Road to Nowhere, Perry Mason, I Just Want You. What is that? Gets Me Through. This is some more new stuff. Changes, I Don't Want to Stop. Let Me Hear You Scream. That's a great song. And Paranoid live. So it's a 2 LP of Ozzy's greatest hits.
Somebody buy it so I don't.
That's funny. And he said, somebody buy it so I don't. Yeah, exactly. $29, High Voltage, AC/DC. I saw an alternate cover the other day. It's so freaky. I saw it somewhere and I'm just like, I'm jealous. I got to try to find that record. I don't know how I'm going to find it, but it was like the Australian cover of a lot of the album covers that they put out of AC/DC albums are different in Australia, and they're fantastic. I mean, not that this isn't great, but it's different. So that's what makes it fantastic. $29 for AC/DC's High Voltage. Ooh, Depeche Mode, Songs of Faith and Devotion. This is $26.99. And that is that a 2 LP? No, it's just a 1 LP. It's just kind of housed in it's a gatefold. That's what it is.
Price on the Ozzy.
Oh, price on the Ozzy is $38.99 for the 2 LP Ozzy. This is Duran Duran, Girls on Film, the complete 1979 demos on splatter vinyl. Now you're thinking, wow, that sounds really interesting. It's got let's see what's on here. A lot of songs I don't know. You have to be a big Duran-y. And here's the hook. Simon Le Bon wasn't in Duran Duran for this demo. When they did this, when Duran Duran did their first demo, it was a gentleman named Andy Wickett. But the rest of the guys, right, Jenny, John Taylor, Andy Taylor, Roger Taylor, and Nick Rhodes are all in the band. Yeah, so it came out last year. I'm guessing it's never going to be in print again. So if you're a Duran Duran fan, that's my opinion. It's a pretty good one.
You said Ozzy was
$38.99. B-52s, once again, $38.99. This is their greatest hits. Jenny picked that one out as well. I'm not a B-52s fan, but I know a lot of people are. Love Shack, that's about all I know, unfortunately. I am a Filter fan. This is Hey Man, Nice Shot on it. And this is $29.99. And I'm surprised you picked this, Jenny. You must have picked it for me because I do love myself some Filter. It's a great record, and it's on the Kraft label. And Kraft, like Music on Vinyl, does some of the most fantastic sounding vinyl, in my humble opinion. Adele 21, $28.99. Now, of course, everyone talks about Adele 19, Adele 21, Adele 25 coming up, and no one talks about Adele 30. In fact, I knew a company that just got rid of, I'm going to tell you a little bit of inside record business. A company had, I think it was about $800,000 of Adele 30 in their warehouse. And they, let's just say they got rid of it. They weren't interested in it anymore. So, yeah. That's going to be a tax write-off, apparently, from last year. So, holy moly. Yeah, exactly. Yelch.
We got stuck with it for ourselves.
Yeah, we had a couple in the store. Everybody was like so excited for Adele 30, and then it comes out, and Jennifer listens to it. And she's like, "What in the holy?" But yeah, Adele 19, 21, and 25. I guess this is 19, not 25. This is $26.99 for Adele. The Monkees' greatest hits. Denise was in the store today, and she loves herself some Monkees. And this is on Yellow Flame vinyl. There's a Monkees release coming out, The Birds and the Bees and the Monkees for Record Store Day, which I think is pretty cool. And obviously, I don't get it, but I used to watch the Monkees, and there's a lot of good songs on here. Obviously, it's the theme from the Monkees, Last Train to Clarksville, Daydream Believer, I'm a Believer, Pleasant Valley Sunday. I know all these songs.
It's on Colors.
Yeah, it's on Yellow Flame vinyl as well too. So that's $25.99 if you're interested. Ooh, Molly.
Jeff Lloyd wants Ozzy.
Oh, Jeff Lloyd wants Ozzy?
He saved me from myself.
Jen says, Jeff, you saved Jennifer from herself. All right, Jeff gets Ozzy. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. And now we're up to whoop, that one, Motley Crue. That is Too Fast for Love. And $28.99. This is a reissue of the classic record by Motley Crue. Very nice. The Cult Dreamtime. That is $27.99. This is brand new. It just came out. It is on, what color vinyl is this on? I'm trying to see. Some of this text. Oh, it's on dark red vinyl. So the Cult. I know Jennifer's always wanted to go see the Cult. Ian Ashbury, Billy Duffy, Nigel Preston, and James Stewart. I think the whole band is still together, aren't they? I think so. Sure. Maybe. But yeah, they come.
They are though. It looks, when I watch videos.
Yeah, it looks like the same band in the most recent videos. They were at Wild Pass Casino here, over off the 10 and the 202 twice, and we didn't see them. And yeah, so Jennifer's bummed about that. Retroactive Def Leppard, $35.99. This is an underrated Def Leppard record. So it's got elements of Vivian Campbell on it, who obviously joined Def Leppard after the great Steve Clark passed away. There's Steve there. And then what it does is, so there's a couple songs on here that are kind of very Pyromania sounding. So this is the album that came out after Adrenalize, and they went back and got some tapes. And then they finished some songs. So there's Desert Song and Fractured Love, which are two fantastic sounds. There's so much. They sound a lot like Steve Clark wrote those songs, and Steve was basically the riff master for the band. He was the lead songwriter back in the early days of the first, 4 albums, especially, and definitely High and Dry and Pyromania. So, but then the rest of the album is filled with some covers. There's there's Action. There's Two Steps Behind is on here as well. There is Ride Into the Sun, which was a B-side off the album for one of those Hysteria singles. So I Want to Be Your Hero. Ring of Fire was another B-side, and then a great song called From the Inside. It's an acoustic song, and it's fantastic. It is fire. It's a banger. So, and then the cover, if you look at the cover closely, it's a little bit of skull, or you can look at it as a woman in front of the mirror. So there you go. Cool.
Denise would like us to pull the monkeys for us.
Ooh, Denise wants the monkeys? Denise doesn't have the monkeys? You don't have this monkeys, Denise? Oh, okay. We'll pull it just in case. But I got to think that you have this, Denise. I'll just put it here to the side. And then we'll continue on with a little Depeche Mode again. This is a gatefold album of Construction Time again, $26.99. And this is, I think, single LP, but it is a gatefold. This is a beefy record for a gatefold. So nice packaging on that one. What's that?
Depeche Mode does nice packaging.
Yeah. Depeche Mode really put some work into their albums when it comes to the packaging. Reissue of Permanent Vacation, $32.99. Jennifer loves this album. She says it's the best Aerosmith album. Ragdoll, Dude Looks Like a Lady, and Angel were kind of the big hits. However, Jennifer has told me, Magic Touch is in True Romance, the Quentin Tarantino written movie directed by Tony Scott. That's a great song as well. But she's convinced me that Heart's Done Time and Hangman Jury, is it? And yeah, are also two of the greatest songs that Aerosmith has ever done. And I concur indubitably. I do love Heart's Done Time, which opens the album. That is a fantastic song. I could do without Dude Looks Like a Lady, but it's still a good song. But come on, the rest of them are fantastic. Asia, live at Budokan. This is the 2 LP live show, $34.99, featuring Jeffrey Downs, Steve Howe, Carl Palmer, and Greg Lake. So that's like 2/3 of Emerson, Lake, and Palmer. So there you go. First time on LP for that live album. Bad Company, Holy Water. Is this Fame? No, this isn't Fame and Fortune. What's on here? I'm trying to.
Holy Water.
Oh, Holy Water. Yeah, that's a good song. I think there was another big song off of that album too. That's after Paul Rodgers had left, but they still knew how to do things. Journey's Greatest Hits, $44.99. All of their hits there. Katie Lang, Shadows, $21.99, or for Shadowland rather, not Shadows. Very nice. Katie. And then there's Black Sabbath. If You Listen to Fools, The Mob Rules, the classic record. Is this 2 LP? I think it might be. Yeah, it is 2 LP. In fact, the is bonus tracks. So it's Mob Rules from the heavy metal soundtrack. There's Die Young on it. And that was a B-side on Mob Rules. The Sign of the Southern Cross and Heaven and Hell live in '82 in Portland. Oh, that's cool. And then some live stuff from Hammersmith Odeon on New Year's Eve. Country Girl, Slipping Away, The Mob Rules, and Voodoo. So, yeah. I love Ozzy. But I love Ozzy solo stuff more. I'd probably take, as much as people will be upset, I would take Ronnie James Dio's Black Sabbath over Ozzy. Sorry. That's just my opinion.
But solo,
but solo, it's all Ozzy. There's some really good Dio stuff, but Ozzy just crushes it. $25.99. And just think of the guitarist that Ozzy's worked with: Tony Iommi, Randy Rhoads, Jake E. Lee. I mean, Zakk Wylde. Forget about it. This is a half-speed master of pinups by Bowie. $25.99. 16 Stone by Bush. That is $29.99. That is I think this is a 2 LP. Or is it? I think it is. It's a 2 LP. And yeah, great stuff on this. Everything Zen, Come Down, Machine Head. When I did my first podcast in 1998, I didn't have any music for it. So the first episode I used Machine Head by as the opening song. And yeah. And then I had my own song created by a guy who played guitar. He came in and did some riffing, and I was like, that's pretty good. Phil Collins, Serious Hits Live, $31.99. Jennifer and I both love live music. And let's see, Jenny's favorite song opens the show, Something Happened on the Way to Heaven. And then my favorite Phil Collins song, Against All Odds, comes up next. One More Night, Don't Lose My Number, Another Day in Paradise, Separate Lives in the Air Tonight, You Can't Hurry Love, Two Hearts, The Studio, A Groovy Kind of Love, Easy Lover, Take Me Home. So. Yeah, nobody had more hits in the 80s than Phil Collins, other than, say, Michael Jackson and Whitney, I think. No number one songs, I believe. And then finally, Joni Mitchell's Clouds. And this is this on color vinyl? It's remastered by Bernie Grundman, so you know it's going to sound great. $25.99. So there you go. All right, let's recap this. Then we'll get to the $4 records. Then we'll jump out of here. Like I said, if you see anything after the fact, you want to DM us, go ahead. And I apologize if I haven't gotten back to you if you've messaged on Facebook Messenger, because Facebook Messenger has been kind of borked the last week or so. But I'll make sure I check it out on the PC. That is High Voltage, $29. Depeche Mode, $26.99. Duran Duran, $29.99. The B-52s, $38.99. Filter, $29.99. Adele, $28.99. Adele 19, $26.99. Motley Crue, $28.99. The Cult, $27.99. Def Leppard, $35.99. That is Depeche Mode again, $26.99. Let's see here, $32.99 for Aerosmith, $34.99 for Asia. Bad Company, $36.99. Journey's Greatest Hits, $44.99. Katie Lang, $21.99. Black Sabbath, $32.99. Pinups, $25.99. Bush, $29.99. Phil Collins, $31.99 if you like live stuff. And then $25.99 for Miss Joni Mitchell.
Denise does have the monkeys from us, so you can put that back.
Okay, so Denise, I figured, Denise, you had the monkeys. I think you've bought that from us, perhaps. So wanted to make sure. That's good. That's good. Dupes. Sometimes are a way of life with vinyl collectors. And in this case, you get to go check when you're watching live on Facebook or X or on YouTube.
Terry would like the Motley Crue.
What's that?
Terry would like the Motley Crue.
Oh, Terry wants the Motley Crue. Very cool. Thanks, Terry, for picking that one up. Grab that out here. I think that was kind of in the front. Let me see. Nope, maybe not. Let me grab it. There it is. All right, Terry gets the Motley Crue. Very cool. Too Fast for Love. All right, so these records are not graded. These are in our $4 bins. Now we look at them just to see, make sure they're not like just complete garbage. And if they're not, and so these are all Jenn's picks from our $4 bins. So these are kind of just, cool deals. Night Ranger Dawn Patrol. I can't recommend that record more enough because I saw them as my first concert. Greenfields, the Brothers Gibb. This is Barry Gibb doing songs with kind of other famous people. So let's see who's on this record. Oh, the fonts they choose on some of these records are just unfortunate. Keith Urban, Jason Isbell, Brandy Carlisle, Alison Krauss, Little Big Texas, Dolly Parton, Miranda Lambert, Little Big Town, Sheryl Crow, Olivia Newton-John, Gillian Welch, and there you go. And so do they do any of Barry's classic songs? They do. Yeah, they do How Deep Is Your Love? They do Jive Talkin'. It's not that this is a bad record. It's just that apparently nobody wanted it. I don't know why, but yeah, it's
really nice packaging, but
yeah,
it's not my favorite pressing.
It's not the best pressing, but it's passable, and it's not a bad record. That's $4. I mean, there's double album, and it's Barry's most recent release. And
Karen wants a Night Ranger.
All right, Karen, there you go.
Nice.
That is one cool cat. Karen picks up Night Ranger. Very nice. Dawn Patrol. This is Mick Jagger. This iconic album cover. This is in very nice condition. I mean, it's in great condition, but just, I don't know if I needed to see that. Oh, he's watching Wheel of Fortune. I'm a wheel watcher. I think we're competing with Wheel of Fortune right now, especially in Arizona. Maybe not in the rest of the United States, but yeah, so there you go. Mick, $4 for that Mick Jagger record. Hall & Oates. That is Ecstatic by the guys. Does that have Wait for Me on it? Let's see. It has number 1, a bunch. Who was, I see what they're doing here. They're repeating themselves. They're saying things. Wait for Me's on here. Yeah. That's a really good song. So Hall & Oates, $4. Emmylou Harris, Evangeline. Love Emmylou. I don't think my song is on here that I love from The Sopranos. What was that song? I forget. It opened season 3 or 4 of The Sopranos. And then there's Heart Magazine. There's a little writing on this one, so denote that. And yeah, $4 record. The Firm. Paul Rogers, Jimmy Page, coming out the bottom there. Oh, it's because it's the wrong spot. There you go. I put that in wrong. Then there's Earth, Wind, and Fire, Spirit. Do you remember? No, unfortunately, September is not on here. But it is a good album. It's probably their best album other than the Greatest Hits album, right? Yeah, because I know that this one's been repressed a couple of times. That's an OG copy. This is Gloria Esteban, Primitive, Miami Sound Machine. Katrina and the Waves. You know who did the logo for Rock This Town Records? A young lady named Katrina, who is from Australia. And now she travels the world. Actually, she loves to come to Vegas. And her 2 favorite bands are, get this, Nirvana. Okay, that's probably going to tell you how old she is. And Whitesnake. That seems like an unlikely combination, but I do kind of love it. So yeah, Katrina, she is fantastic. If you ever need a designer, let me know because I will highly recommend Katrina in Australia. She just works from home and
she's so rock and roll.
And she's very rock and roll. She is very rock and roll. Yeah, she was perfect fit to do the Rock This Town Records logo. This is Candace Audio Visions for $4. What's up here? Jethro, you pulled the Jethro Tull album, Jenny? All right, well there you go. Jethro Tull, $4. Got a little bit of I think a little. Well, I don't know. Maybe that's in the scene. Never mind. Life is just a fantasy, baby. Can you live this fantasy life? It's in the jacket's in a little bit. Let me see. The jacket's in a little bit of tough condition. However, the vinyl. Let's see what the vinyl looks like. It needs a good cleaning. We don't clean the $4 records because we would be here all day and all night.
Purchase them tonight. I will clean them for them.
Oh, Jenny says if you buy any of these $4 records, Jenny will clean them for you. Wow, very very nice. So, anyways, it looks like a really clean copy, other than needing a good cleaning on the vinyl. So, is it worth $4 to have the fantasy song? Maybe. It is a great song.
And Fooling Yourself. That's good.
Oh yeah, Fooling Yourself as well. Olivia Newton-John, Physical, very nice. Speaking of Australians, and yes, Katrina kind of looks a little like Olivia Newton-John.
She kind of does.
She does not look like Malcolm or Angus Young, to her credit. You know, the AC/DC brothers, but she does look a lot like.
She doesn't look like Rick Springfield either.
No, she doesn't look like Rick Springfield either. He's from Australia. Joni Mitchell. This is Don Juan's reckless daughter. I'd like to introduce him to her. Anyways, there you go. That's a gatefold, actually. So, and that is a 2 LP for $4. Joni Mitchell again. I'm sensing a love of Joni Mitchell that I didn't know was present. Wild Things Run Fast. Grammar good she has.
See her on the Grammys?
Oh yeah, she was really good on the Grammys. If you saw that, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, Jennifer says she was amazing. That's Kenny. Don't take your love to town. I think we featured ironically this last Friday night. We didn't. Nobody spent the $4 on it. But come on, don't take your love to town, Ruby. And then just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in. Little Leon Russell, Carney, $4.
Looks like Rob Zombie.
It does look like Rob Zombie a little bit. Living Dead Girl. That is Procol Harum. That is live Procol Harum in with the Edmonton Symphony Orchestra. I'm a little surprised. You know, you hear a lot about the Edmonton Symphony Orchestra. I know I can't go probably about 6-7 hours without hearing about how wonderful the Edmonton.
I think the next 1975 record will be how much the Edmonton Orchestra.
There you go. If it was with the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, it might have been a little more interesting. But, you know, hey, and Edmonton, nothing wrong with Edmonton. Wayne Gretzky, come on. Yari Curry, come on. These guys were awesome. Grant Fuhrer back in the 80s and the 90s. The great one. The Pointer Sisters, Hot Together. That works. I got a cousin that looks like one of the Pointer Sisters. I don't know which one. I can never remember which one she looks like. She has to kind of smile because it's the one with like a little gap in her teeth. And she looks like my cousin Julie. And I love Julie. She's fantastic, but she kind of reminds me of one of the Pointer Sisters because she's got just a little tiny gap there. So anyways, that's the Pointer Sisters. What else we got tonight? We got Peaches and Herb. Oh, very nice. The Sweethearts of Soul, baby.
Their heads look like a little heart.
I know. Their heads do look like a little heart, don't they?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Robert Plant, Shaken Not Stirred, $4.
Harold wants King.
Oh, yeah, there you go, Harold. Very nice pickup there for Kenny. Let me find, everybody loves Kenny. And then I get a chance to sing, Don't Take Your Love. Once again. All right, Elvis, How Great Thou Art. The classic Elvis when he's doing some like gospel and stuff. Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, the guy was kind of he did the Elvis 50 stuff, he did the gospel, he did the Vegas thing, had the Hawaii thing going on. The king, man. Jeffrey Osborne, Don't Stop. A little more R&B from the 80s. This is Donna Summer. Ooh, this is kind of a fancy one here. This one looks like it expands out. Yeah, it does. Live and More. So this is before, you know, my first exposure to Donna Summer was probably on the radio. And I don't think that's on here. And then She Works Hard for the Money, which is definitely not on here. So, but yeah, Donna Summer live. Rod Stewart, Jennifer's Nemesis. That is Footloose and Fancy Free from Rod. Everybody loves Rod. Boss Skaggs. There you go. Got a little Santo and Johnny. Jennifer's a big fan of Santo and Johnny because her dad loves, what's the song your dad loves? Sleepwalk. And I got the, I could never find Sleepwalk. And then finally I saw that the Irishman soundtrack, you know, the Martin Scorsese film when he reunited with Joe Pesci and Robert De Niro, and Al Pacino's in it as well. Sleepwalk is on that soundtrack. So for one Christmas, I got her the Irishman soundtrack for Christmas, and she opens it up and she's like looking at me like, "Are you crazy?" And I'm like, look at the track list. Look at the track list. And Sleepwalk was on there. And she's like,
one of our customers got me the 45.
yeah, then one of our customers got her the 45. So fantastic.
Framed it in my living room.
Yeah, oh, and we framed it. And then they also got us the WKRP in Cincinnati theme, which I'd always been looking for as a 45, and we framed that too. So You're the Cat, Al Stewart. I gotta say, Jen and I broke up The Irishman into like 4 parts. It's like a 3.5 hour movie when it came out, 3, 4, 5 years ago now. And we thought it was good at the time. And then one day I went and watched it again, maybe like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. I watched the whole thing just straight through. I loved it, except for that wacky scene with Robert De Niro beating up the store clerk. It is fantastic, in my humble opinion. Supertramp, Brother, Where Are You Bound? Early Man. Well, I guess that's Early Man, and then that's Current Man. Dionne Warwick, That's What Friends Are For, baby. Who sings that song with Dionne? Quickly. Elton, did you say?
Elton John,
Yep.
Gladys Knight.
Yep.
Oh, who's the other one?
There's one more.
It's not Kenny Rogers, is it?
No, it's not Kenny. That would be a good guess, though, given the time period. Kenny was obviously really hot in the early 80s. Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder.
Yep. The Ventures, doing the Batman theme. The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Get Smart. Na 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 na. Tommy Two-Tone. Is Jenny on here? No, unfortunately not. And that is, who is? Oh, James Taylor, young James Taylor. That's a gatefold. And yeah, cool. Let's open it up. Oh, just kind of a bunch of recording stuff there. The Thompson Twins. Oh, Hold Me Now. Yeah, this is a single here. There you go. And that's $4. And then speaking of Donna Summer, on the radio, there it is. Greatest Hits, Volume 1 and 2 for Donna. Asleep at the Wheel album by these guys. Gary Wright. Oh, one of my most hated songs of all time, Dreamweaver. I don't know why. I'm just not a big fan of it, but everybody else loves it. I guess I just don't get it. That is quite the look. He's going to go out. Him and Snoopy are going out barnstorming.
I wonder if he inspired Adam Ant. Ask Denise if he inspired Adam Ant with that one.
Denise, do you think he inspired Adam Ant with that look? Perhaps. And then Adam Ant inspired the lead singer of Rat, Stephen Pearcy. The Wings, Paul McCartney, Linda McCartney, Good Night Tonight. And then finally, a little Steve Wariner. Steve Warner's good. Underrated country guy. So there you go. I Should Be With You is the name of that record. So, all right, let's recap these and then we'll jump out of here. And then coming up next Wednesday, got some heavy hitters, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm quite excited about what's coming up next Wednesday, Thursday, and then hopefully Friday will be cool. Audrey will be back. Jenn will be back doing the hosting, I guess, but she won't be in the store. But maybe she'll come in. You never know. I see her pouting over there. $4 records. Barry Gibb, Brothers Soundbook by Barry Gibb, or the Bee Gees. Mick Jagger, Hall & Oates. Got a little Emmylou Harris. Heart. The Firm. Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's Mrs. Miami Sound Machine. Katrina and the Waves, Kansas, Jethro Tull, Life is Indeed a Fantasy, Olivia, Joni Mitchell, Joni again, Leon Russell, Procol Harum, the Pointer Sisters, Peaches and Herb. Is it Herb or Herb? Herb? Okay. Robert Plant, Elvis, Jeffrey Osborne, Donna Summer, Rod the Bod, Boss Skaggs. Jennifer's got a cousin, Lisa, who loves Rod Stewart. We don't get along. I'm just kidding. Santo and Johnny, Al Stewart, Rick Springfield, Hard to Hold. Did I miss this the first time around? Maybe not. It's a good album. Underrated. Supertramp, Dionne Warwick, The Ventures,
Hold as Love Somebody.
Love Somebody by, yeah, Love Somebody's on Hard to Hold. That's a great song. Tommy Two-Tone, Jimmy Taylor, Thompson Twins single, Hold Me Now, Donna Summer again, Asleep at the Wheel, Gary Wright, Wings, and finally, Mr. Steve Warner. So there you go. Appreciate you coming out on a Friday night. And if you're in the area, make sure you stop by and see us tomorrow.
Harold's gonna take a sleep at the wheel.
Oh, Harold's getting us asleep at the wheel. Very nice. Very cool. Thanks, Harold. I'm going to grab that up there for you. Sleep at the wheel, baby. All right. So that's about it for the night. We're going to wrap it up. I appreciate you coming out and be back Wednesday night. Thank you, Jenny, for coming in and running the show, producing it. And yeah, hopefully if Audrey watches this back and she's like, oh, this was a train wreck without me. And she's the belle of the ball tomorrow night. So wishing Audrey a fun night tomorrow night, and take it easy. And Jenny, what Audrey does now is she goes up into the upper right-hand corner and says, stop the live stream. So we'll stop the live stream. You can hit that.
Thank you, everybody.
Jen says, thank you, everybody.
Good night. Have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend.